Okay, picture this microscopic submarines. So tiny they could navigate your bloodstream, armed with treatments and ready to repair your body at a cellular level.
Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right?
Right. But it's actually the world of nanorobots in cancer treatment. And that's what we're diving into today.
And we're basing this deep dive on a 2023 scientific review from the Journal of Hematology and Oncology, some pretty cutting-edge research.
So, nanorobots, robots on a nanoscale. How small are we really talking?
Smaller than a single cell, 100,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair.
Wow, that's tiny. How do you even build something that small, let alone get it to work inside the human body?
Well, first off, these nanorobots have to be made from biocompatible and biodegradable materials. They can't set off any alarms in the body, no triggering the immune system or anything like that.
So they have to disappear without a trace.
Exactly. Think of it like a sugar cube in water. Once they're done with their mission, they need to break down completely.
Okay, that makes sense. But it's still mind-blowing. These microscopic machines are navigating our blood vessels, sensing their environment, making decisions, and maybe even talking to each other.
It's true. And one of the trickiest parts is figuring out how to power these little guys.
Yeah, they can't exactly run on double A's, right? What scientists looking at?
Well, there's magnetic propulsion, kind of like an invisible hand guiding them through the body using an external magnetic field.
Oh, interesting.
Then there's ultrasound using sound waves to provide energy and propel them.
Like a tiny, tiny submarine using sonar.
Exactly. And finally, there's the potential of using light to power these machines.
Wow, using light. So many possibilities.
Each approach has its own challenges, but researchers are making progress.
It sounds like we're still in the very early stages. But this isn't just about drug delivery, is it? This is about machines that can perform surgery, repair cells, maybe even rewrite our genetic code.
You got it. And that's what makes this different from the nanomaterials we already hear about in drug delivery.
Right. It seems like those are more passive, just along for the ride. These nanorobots are in the driver's seat.
Exactly. Think of traditional nanomaterials like sending a message in a bottle. You hope it gets there, but you don't really know.
But a nanorobot is more like sending a trained messenger to deliver the message directly.
Exactly. They're equipped with sensors and can actually respond to their surroundings. And that's where their real potential for treating complex diseases like cancer comes in.
So we've established these nanorobots are more than just delivery trucks. They can actually do stuff inside the body.
Yeah.
But how would they actually change how we treat cancer?
Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a whole toolbox of new treatments.
Like what? Give me an example.
Imagine chemotherapy delivered directly to cancer cells. No more hitting healthy tissue, no more awful side effects. That's one of the most exciting things about nanorobots.
That would be incredible. Hard to even imagine the impact.
And it's not just chemo. We could use nanorobots for gene therapy, actually correcting errors in cancer cells at the source.
Wow. And this could go way beyond cancer too, right?
Absolutely. Imagine these tiny robots performing surgery at a microscopic level, like blocking the blood vessels that feed tumors so they can't grow.
That's amazing.
Oh,
So precise.
and there's more. Some nanorobots could be activated by light to destroy cancer cells directly. It's called photothermal therapy. And others could be like tiny cleanup crews, getting rid of toxins and reducing side effects from other treatments.
This is unbelievable. It's like something from the future.
It really is incredible. To make this a little more real, there's actually research using pine pollen microrobots. They're filled with drugs and guided to cancer cells, and then boom, they release those drugs like tiny grenades, destroying the cancer from the inside.
Tiny grenades. I love that. It's like a microscopic battle going on.
It is, and that precision is what makes this so exciting. Then there's the nanobomb. It's designed to target blood vessels in tumors, destroying them from the inside out and cutting off the tumor's blood supply.
So it basically starves the tumor.
Exactly. That's the idea.
That's incredible. We're talking about a microscopic army fighting cancer.
It is a whole new way of thinking about treatment, that's for sure. This kind of precision and control was unthinkable just a few years ago. We're really pushing the boundaries here.
It's exciting, but there have to be challenges too, right? I mean, this is cutting-edge stuff.
You're right, there are. Building these tiny robots is incredibly complex. We're talking about engineering on an atomic level.
I can imagine. And what about safety? That seems like a huge concern with something so small operating inside the human body.
Of course, safety is paramount. We need to be absolutely sure these machines don't cause any harm. That's why research and testing are so important.
And ethically, this has to raise questions too. We're talking about rewriting genetic code, performing microscopic surgery. Where do we draw the line?
It's a crucial conversation, and one that we need to have as a society. This technology is pushing boundaries, and we need to be thoughtful about its implications.
It's not just ethics either. What about cost and accessibility? This can't be a treatment only for the wealthy.
You're absolutely right. Equity is crucial. Everyone should benefit from this technology.
And eventually, we need to move from the lab to the real world. We need to see how this works in people.
Exactly. Human trials are the critical next step. It's a challenge, but with continued research and collaboration, I'm optimistic we'll see nanorobotics making a real difference in cancer treatment.
So we've talked a lot about cancer, but this technology could go far beyond that, right?
Absolutely. Think of these nanosubmarines as having the potential to do almost anything, repairing organs, delivering drugs to specific spots in the brain, even manipulating DNA to fix genetic problems.
It's like we're entering a whole new world of medicine, repairing the body from the inside out, targeting treatments with incredible accuracy. Are we really talking about rewriting our genetic code?
That's the really exciting part. It's not just about treating what we think of as diseases, it's about changing how we see our own bodies.
Yeah.
Imagine having that level of control over our health. It's almost like we could direct our own evolution.
So how do we wrap our heads around all of this? What does this mean for the average person?
It means we're on the verge of some amazing breakthroughs. Diseases that seemed incurable, gone. The ability to repair the human body at its most basic level, absolutely.
It's exciting, for sure, but it's a lot to take into.
It definitely is. And that brings us to something we want you to think about. We've talked about nanorobots changing how we treat cancer, but their potential goes way beyond that.
So here's a question for you, our listener. If you could build a nanorobot to solve any medical problem, what would it be? What disease would you go after? What would your nanorobot actually do? And what kind of impact would it have on the world?
It's something to think about as we enter this new frontier of medicine, a future with possibilities we can only imagine right now.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of nanorobots. It's a field that's just getting started, and we can't wait to see what comes next.